Hello, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astronumerologist. Welcome to your Aries new moon Numerology forecast. This one is very exciting. It's the first new moon of the new astrological year, which begins on the equinox, which we just had on March 20th. So the equinox is when the day and night are equal everywhere on Earth. It's a very special time. It only happens twice a year. And in the Northern Hemisphere, it signals, of course, the beginning of spring. But across the world, no matter where you live, it's the beginning of the zodiac year because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And this is the day the sun enters Aries. Now, this new moon follows just a few days later, a week later actually, and the sun has reached now 7 degrees in Aries. And so it's in the first part of Aries, which makes it an even more pronounced new moon since it happens very early on after that spring equinox. So what this means is there's going to be a lot of new beginnings energy. There's going to be a feeling of starting fresh, beginning a new chapter, birthing a new reality, being very enthusiastic and wanting to move forward. But there is a little bit of a twist with this one because the new moon is actually conjunct Venus, meaning the sun and moon are very close to Venus, only 3.5, 4 degrees apart. And that means that Venus is going to really play a big role at this time. Now, Venus happens to be in retrograde, which is the little twist. So when a planet is in retrograde, it's more introspective. So we are meant to look within at the topics that the planet represents. And in this case, Venus represents love, beauty, and your financials, money. So those are big topics for everyone. And with this new beginnings emphasis in Aries, which is all about moving forward, it's ruled by Mars, the sign of Aries. And then we have Venus retrograde. There's a sense of, okay, I want to move forward. I want to make decisions about, my love life, my partnerships, my abundance plans, my expanding of my financial life. But you want to make these decisions with a lot of care. You want to choose your options carefully. You don't want to rush into things, even though you are restarting, and that is true. In a retrograde moment, if you move too fast, which is what Aries wants you to do, things can backfire after the planet, in this case Venus, moves direct again, which will be in mid-April, on April 15th. So know that you're going to feel very rejuvenated and ready to start, take risks and move forward and all that. And it's not that you shouldn't do it, it's just you need to do it patiently and step by step. Now, during this new moon, what's so exciting is that Mars is in Taurus. Now, Mars rules this new moon because it's in Aries. Mars and Aries are merged because Mars rules Aries. So Mars is in Taurus, and that's the sign that Venus rules. So there's a reciprocal energetic exchange going on. And what Mars is doing during this new moon is actually very important because it's sextiling Neptune. And that's a very beautiful aspect. It basically is exact. It's at 12 degrees, and you can see the blue line that I marked in the chart here between the two planets of Neptune and Mars. So they are in a very beautiful, harmonious relationship right now, and this is a very romantic, sensual transit in astrology. So with the emphasis on Venus, the planet of love, being merged with the sun and moon, which is our heart center, this combination is very much favoring meeting a soulmate or connecting in a way with people who are totally in your soul family, but it especially favors soulmate partnerships. And because Neptune is involved, the connection is also very much about higher truth and your higher values and really getting into the highest vibrational feeling and experience and truth and integrity and morality that you've experienced. So it's like you've stepped into the light, and the light is shining in a way that you can see so much more, you can accept yourself so much more. And this is why it favors soulmate relationships as well, because soulmates are just, so connected in an unconditional love kind of way. And the growth experiences of soulmate partnerships are very, very, very powerful. So you can meet your partner around this time, or you can, come into a relationship that you've already established in a deeper way. So that's the Mars and Taurus connection. At the same time, Jupiter is in Libra. Libra is also ruled by Venus. So we want to look at the two signs ruled by Venus, Libra and Taurus. And Jupiter is in Libra. Jupiter expands everything. It brings joy to everything. Now, Jupiter is in a very, very powerful relationship with Uranus all year long through October of this year. And it's forming this opposition with Uranus. Uranus is in Aries, the sign of the new moon, and Jupiter in Libra. So now, for this new moon, Jupiter is also square Pluto. So there's a T-square being formed, and you can see it with the red arrow and the two purple arrows. That's a very, very strongly activating sacred geometric shape in astrology, and it's going to activate you for success, for wanting to be very much in a place of power, of focusing on abundance. But you need to, because it's a T-square, you need to be careful that you don't take control of a situation at the expense of somebody else. So where you manipulate the energetics in favor of your plans at the expense of somebody else's. And this, of course, can happen in subtle ways or very open ways. So it's just to be aware of that energy. If you use it in a very positive way, it really allows you to move forward in your partnership plans, because Libra is involved with Jupiter. Because Jupiter and Pluto are very connected to wealth creation, it helps with financials. And, this is the theme of the new moon because it's conjunct Venus. So we've got a lot of re-emphasis here on the themes that are already in place, which is super exciting. So the other thing is you want to be practical at this time because, Venus retrograde wants you to not jump in. Like Mars is all about libido and energetics and firing up and all that. And we've got 5 planets in Aries, so that emphasis is really strong. We've got a lot of planets in fire signs. 5 of them are, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, Uranus are all in Aries. So there is a sense of let's fire up, let's move forward. But even though it is a time for action, you want to be very practical and restrain yourself as well. Like really breathe and meditate during this time. Initiate, but don't go for it at a pace that will leave you breathless and then coming back with some regrets later on. The other important aspect to discuss in this new moon is that Mercury and Uranus, which are both in Aries, are merged together. They're conjunct each other. This is such a beautiful, beautiful contribution during this time because it really expands your creativity. Your mind is just so open to creative ideas that then create breakthroughs and growth spurts that are very sudden and unexpected. And it's like those aha moments are just coming through in a beautiful way. And they're forming, this conjunction forms a trine to Saturn, which you'll see in the green line, the green arrow there. So when Saturn is involved in a harmonious way, it just allows whatever is enhanced, in this case Mercury Uranus with his brilliant ideas, to manifest into reality, right? To actually be taken seriously and worked on. And so it's not just a flash in the pan idea and then it's gone. Saturn's going to say, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to apply it? How will you implement the plan that's coming through, the brilliant idea that's coming through? Let's sit down, let's do a map, a strategy. So this is a really, really good time since, again, we're at the beginning of the astrological year. We're in the first sign. We've got 5 planets in Aries. And if you're getting these brilliant ideas, you want to really implement them in a way that you've got the strategy moving forward for the next 12 months. So really pay attention to your insights during this time, whether they come from within you or as a gift to you from the outside, which of course is directed by the universe for you to pay attention and download as a sign for you to pay attention to. So now, obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg with what is going to be happening over the next few weeks. So I'd love to invite you to partake in my weekly forecasts, which are also free. Just go to the link that's below and sign up, and you get them delivered in your inbox every Sunday. And I basically show you the theme for the week and all the highlights for the week. And this will carry you through as we build in this tremendous 2017 year towards some major climaxes. The next of which I should say is coming up in April, when we have 4 planets that are stationing, and this is going to be a tremendous month. Really, really, really powerful. So sign up for the weeklies, and I hope you enjoyed this new moon forecast of the Aries first new moon of the astrological year. I wish you a beautiful new moon, and then I will see you next month for our full moon forecast.